Hey, it's nutritionist and maintainable weight loss expert Trisha Mandis here, and I'm thrilled to introduce you to one of our soon-to-be graduates, Kristina Mendel. She's 55 and lives in Columbia, South Carolina. Kristina, welcome, and thank you so much for talking with me today. I appreciate it.
Hey, glad to be here.
All right, so let's dive in. How did you struggle, Kristina, with your weight and your health right before you signed up for the program? What were you struggling with at that point in your life?
Well, first of all, I've been trying to lose this weight for like 26 years, and other things were not sustainable. And even though I was active, I didn't feel like I could exercise enough in my life to make the difference. So the obvious thing was to change the way I was eating. And I didn't have the confidence going shopping to really fully understand what it was I was buying and what that meant when I was reading the labels, and then how to prepare meals that I felt would help me get to where I wanted to be. And I knew that the way I was eating didn't make me feel good. And just before I called, we had gone through the holidays. I think it was March I called. And I had not been able to work out through the holidays, and then I got the flu, became sick in January, and it took about a month for me to get back to my health. And at that point, I was feeling, I felt fragile and uncomfortable physically, and had an anxiety attack that was triggered by a very stressful event. And I knew I wanted to make a change, and food was the way to do it. So when I called, I was really kind of in despair. And wanted to have the knowledge to get out there and take control of my sense of confidence with purchasing and preparing meals.
And I'm so glad that you did reach out, because 26 years, that's a long time.
Yeah.
A long time to be going through that. So you deserve so much credit for one, just joining the program.
Yeah.
It's been 8 weeks since we've been working together. So where is your health now? What results have you experienced since eating optimally?
Well, I have a lot more confidence when it comes to the purchasing and preparing of food, and I'm enjoying that. I have lost 10 pounds in 8 weeks. Got those numbers backwards. And that feels great. My clothes fit differently. My energy levels are up. I'm not walking around feeling despair. I don't feel fragile. I feel confident. And I just have like a better sense of something that feels sustainable, that I know I can take into the rest of my life. And also being a part of the program and a member of the Facebook group, that support, knowing that there are other people out there going through the same thing, and that I'm not the only one poking around in the grocery store, reading all the labels and calling the restaurants, and trying to change, the way other people think about how I want to eat. That feels really good too. I'm not alone.
Yeah, you're definitely not alone. Absolutely not. And you said something that I think is really important, is you talked about the sustainability of this. So I'm very anti diets, cleanses, 21-day fixes. Is this something that you feel like you can continue to do on your own, something that's sustainable, a lifestyle change?
Absolutely. Yes. That's the best part about it. I feel like it's something that like I've got the tools I need now to go out and take control of how I eat, and defend that for myself. So, yeah.
That's awesome. What hesitations did you have about joining the program, and why?
It was really mostly, the only hesitation was finding a time in my life when I knew I could have the time and energy to focus on what the program was offering. I already knew I wanted to do the program because I had been to a workshop at City Yoga that you did, and with all the evidence-based material that you provided, and then the wonderful meal that Chef Eric provided that was all about the optimal eating plan. I was convinced, and I knew that this was something that I could do, and that there were no gimmicks. It was very much an attainable thing. So I knew I wanted to do it. I just needed to make sure I had the time and energy in my life to be able to commit to it.
So how did you know? How did you know that 8 weeks ago was the right time? Like, was there a feeling? Was there something going on? Like, how did you know?
Well, having had that anxiety attack, and how powerful that experience was physically for me, and how it altered the way I felt in my body and how fragile I felt. And then the despair that came with that, I knew that the core of what was triggering all that was that I wasn't in a good place physically somehow, and that nothing else should take priority over that, and that I needed to just make the time. So, and also your program, you're very accessible. And so it didn't feel like it wasn't something that I could get to, because there are lots of things that feel so foreign and far away, and not attainable. This felt like something that all I needed to do was make the call and say, I'm ready. And you would be like, all right, let's do this. So, and that's what happened. And it's been a wonderful journey. So.
And you said something I think is really important, is that about when it was the right time. You said you knew you needed to make the time.
Yeah.
So like you didn't let time was no longer an excuse, because you're like, I need to do this, so I'm going to make it work, and I'm going to make it work now.
Yeah.
Would you recommend the program to someone else who maybe has struggled with weight for over 2 decades, maybe their whole life, maybe they're already eating healthy and already exercising, or they can't exercise at all? Would you recommend to the program to other people, or why not?
I would absolutely recommend the program, and I have recommended it. And people have asked me, what are you doing? Because there's a change and they've noticed. So I definitely say you should do this, or at least take a look at it. And why? Well, for all the reasons that I'm finding, and which I believed from the beginning after that first workshop, is that it's sustainable. It's for real. And I haven't been hungry. I haven't had to count calories. I haven't had to weigh my food. I'm not taking any pills. It's just me going and buying healthy food with confidence, bringing it home and cooking meals with confidence and eating it until I'm full and comfortable. And, and I can do that for the rest of my life. So, yeah, I think
awesome. That makes me so happy.
It's accessible. It's a sustainable program.
Awesome.
Yeah.
What are you most excited for yourself now that you have this foundation of optimal eating and healthy habits underneath you? What are you most excited for your life moving forward now?
Well, with the optimal eating, I feel like I have more energy. And one of my things on my advantages list is to take the activities that I enjoy or that I want to pursue to the next level. So I'm looking forward to those activities.
What are those activities?
Cycling, dancing, paddleboarding, hula hooping.
Awesome.
Well, it's actually hoop yogini. And there's swimming. Yeah.
Cool.
And I do enjoy exercise. So I would like to bump up my exercise program. And now I know it'll count for more because my body will be able to respond better. So
yeah, and doing all of those really cool things with the
yeah.
people that you love and creating lasting
Right.
memories with them.
Right, exactly. And another thing about that too was that one of the reasons I wanted to do the optimal eating is that I feel that I will be able to age gracefully and with in a way that hopefully will provide me a higher quality of life. That I'll be able to enjoy it. So you know, yeah.
That makes me so happy. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk with me, and I'm just so happy that you're in the program, and it's been an honor being on this journey with you. So thanks so much.
Thank you. Yeah, it's been great for me too, and I'm happy to be connected to all the people on the Facebook group too. It feels like a community. I really enjoy the way that you've set up the program. It's bigger than just the food. There's more to it. I feel connected to other people, and we've set up an awesome program. I highly recommend it. So
Thank you so much. Thanks, Kristina.
thank you.